Hey y'all, it's Dr. Melanie Petro, and I was going to show and go through some different types of toxins that you would choose and explain to you the difference in all of them. So there is Dysport. It all started with Botox. Jeuveau, which is what we refer to as Nutox, and Xeomin, which is very, very pure protein, probably the purest. So it works. They all work in different ways. So in lots of surveys, they ask people what they like about them, but the thing is, different people want different things out of what they're using. So for example, if you are brand new and you want something really light, I tend to think of them in order. I tend to think of Xeomin as one of the lightest. I think of my Nutox and Botox in the same category. They're very, very, very similar, and they are more, they're very, very precise. So when you want something to be exquisitely precise, and you may tolerate a few more pricks or needle sticks to get there, these are the two. And then there's Dysport, which is a fan favorite because it does seem to be stronger for a lot of people, and it works really fast. They all last about the same length of time depending on how much you put in. So dose is directly related to duration. So the smaller an area and the less you use is going to last the least amount of time. So the lip flip, which this muscle around your mouth, you put a tiny bit here and it lifts a little and you see a little more pink. So a lip flip is only like 4 units, so it doesn't last as long as, like, if you were doing crow's feet or between your brows, that's more like a 25 unit thing. I do different things than everybody. It's very hard for me to give a number that I would use for everyone because it really depends on you. The most confusing area to do that people get the most frustrated with is the forehead, and this is a great example of a place where I'll use more than one. And the reason being is because Xeomin is what I would use if somebody has those little commas over their brows. Now, the reason they're there is because this is the muscle that lifts. The fibers go this, the lines you see go this way, but the muscle acts the opposite. So the muscle, it's the only muscle that pulls your brows up. You can weaken the muscles that pull the brows down, like around your eyes or in between your brows. And when you weaken those, you can get more lift, but not if your forehead doesn't move at all. So there's always going to be some play. You're always going to want your forehead to move a little. If it lifts your brow so much that you see a deeper line there, sometimes one option is not to do your forehead, because foreheads are definitely the thing that you expect it to lift your brows when you do your forehead, but it's not necessarily what it does. So you really have to pay attention and micro manipulate the muscles to try to get what you want. And in order to do that, I really study people. I study their faces. I ask them questions and notice how they talk. For example, if someone talks with their brows up the whole time and I do a full dose to their forehead, they're going to be unhappy, most likely, because it's going to feel heavier because they're used to lifting. So that's somebody that is used to lifting, either because they have a little too much skin around their eyes, or that they're expressive and that's how they talk. So in that person, it may or may not be a good idea to do their forehead, but if you do, you want to keep it really light. So everybody's a little bit different. And one event we're having is we're having a pick your prick event, and you get a big area. You buy a big area, and you get a small area for free. I do that because a lot of people have never even tried the small areas. I'm not sure why every doctor doesn't think they're the coolest thing in the world, because they really are. You can literally narrow your nose by doing a little bit here. You can lift your brow a little by doing a little on the side. There's a little jelly roll that everyone has a slight one, but you can lessen it by putting just a tiny amount under your eye. You can turn the corner of your mouth, turn your smile upside down, turn your frown upside down. By putting a little tiny bit here, it'll help lift. It'll let the other muscle, it's like a seesaw, and you'll let the other muscle kind of pull up a little bit, so you get a little lift in the corner, a little bit more lift. And then, of course, the lip flip, which everybody's familiar with. The big areas are like your masseters, which makes a huge difference in the shape of your face, as well as your head, if you have headaches and clenching. So it can be really good for your teeth. Forehead, between your brows, around your eyes, armpits, and sweating. That's another really big one. So that's what we're going to be doing. And the chin is great. It seems like it wouldn't be, because most people don't notice their chin, and it's not so much your chin, it's what it does for everything around it. And that's a really important thing, because sometimes all these things don't sound in isolation as if they would be helpful. So it's really about looking at something in its entirety and figuring out what's going to make whatever that person's best feature is. Like, what do you want to really shine, or how do you want to put things back so that they look like they look in the mirror and think, okay, that's me. That's who I recognize. And the chin is really a game changer. The neck is another one. And then there's Right Tox, which you do in the neck, and it makes your neck look elongated. It can also help with some neck pain. I have heard a few counts of people not being able to hold their heads up with neck tox, and I definitely have people that ask me about that. That would have to be in massive doses, like for muscular pain and on a much deeper level. I'm targeting the platysma, which is the little muscle under the skin that makes the bands or the lines from looking down at our phones too much. So at the event on Thursday, it will be buy big, get a small. Jeannie's going to be doing free hand hydrofacials, which if you've never, it lets you know what a hydrofacial is, and it'll make your hands look great. And we have some giveaways. We're giving away dermaplanes, because everyone needs a dermaplane. And no, it doesn't make your hair grow back different. It basically takes the top layer of skin off, and not off, the fuzzy vellus hairs off, and it exfoliates your skin so that then your products are going to go on much, much better. We have mini serums and lots of fun door prizes. We're going to have a coffee cart, and it's a really good coffee cart. We really like it. So if y'all have any questions, let me know, and have a great day. I hope you could hear.
So, like, you pressed record on your computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You recorded it.
I'd never recorded it. I was in preview mode.
Okay, that was like a rough draft. That was really good.
You got some Wednesday,
What did she say?
Thursday.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. It's a rough draft.
It may take me just a second to turn it off, or I can just wait
So,
till the battery dies.
A thing keeps coming over here, and it says background lighting,
Okay, Jordan.
and then it goes, or backlight portrait.
So y'all are getting the behind the scenes stuff. Jordan, leaving the room is not an option, girl. Come on back.